ating first question ay manggagaling kay Au. Au.
Sir, ano pong initial... Ano pong initial discussion with the leaders on, of course, the...
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yes, one more time. Initial discussion.
Yeah, on the most pressing concerns,
We've been working for the meeting after the dinner. Basically, nag-report si ASEAN Secretary General, the new Secretary General, on the work of ASEAN. Medyo mahaba-haba yung report. Okay. Then afterwards, our host, Sultan, wrote about the topic of the South China Sea disputes, regarding the need to maintain a calm and peaceful resolution, sober dialogue, at nagkaroon ng interventions. Thailand as head of yung ASEAN-China, parang may na-assign countries na asked to talk to a particular topic. The last time, I think, when I started out trying in charge of the US-ASEAN relations. So, I think it really went well. We were able to state our points with regards to arbitration and with regards to the COC. Because there seemed to be, may consensus na officer and cover the statement happens at the end of the whole process. But there didn't seem to be any disputes when we were discussing the need for that COC.
even from Cambodian Prime Minister?
He did not intervene tonight, but there is another session tomorrow where he might intervene.
So the next question will come.
Ano na, reiterate na, he might intervene. Siyempre, hindi naman niya kailangan magpaalam sa atin. Hindi naman na. There are further sessions tomorrow where we might have a more exhaustive discussion. And we also have some more points to raise now.
Pero is that a good sign, sir, that the chairman, from the very beginning of the summit, already mentioned the
I think,
Philippines issue?
parang hindi naman yata nagbago. No? Everybody is interested in having a peaceful resolution. And also in voicing that there is a concern na there have been increasing disputes. The emphasis on resolving this matter again in a peaceful manner. So in sober and calm approaches, continuing dialogues is already, I think, also the direction that we are taking. So we are thankful to all of the ASEAN member countries that we are putting this on the agenda and moving forward, especially since parang when we last met, that was already the 10th anniversary of trying to come up with the COC.
Sir, si TJ Bourbon.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, I think just weeks ago we were saying that the forces of Jabal Kiram had been decimated. Have you considered the crisis over?
Well, gusto natin ma-resolve yung issue to everybody's satisfaction. Towards that end, we have already passed a study group. Kasi ang haba nga nung multidisciplinary approach, may historical basis, merong legal basis, may legal local to us, and may legal international aspects. Napakarami nung issues surrounding the central issue. And yung things that happen in Asia might affect the present and the future. And you want to have a solution, again, that makes everybody happy, that is based on fact and just deliberation of the issues. So, hopefully the study will guide us into a really in-depth understanding of what the issues. Instead of yung, parang karamihan sa atin kasi naalala na parang naiwan yung kwento, pag-aari na Sultan of Sundat ito, napunta sa mga British, na eventually napunta sa Malaysia. Parang in-exist, but it's not as simple as that. So, tapos yung realities. Nagkaroon ng 1963 na determination, parang referendum, where they want to belong to. Meron yung concept na right of people, especially after World War II, tsaka yung decolonization period for self-determination. Meron yung practical realities na mas administrative control right now. And so on and so forth. So is it over? I think it's not a hot issue right now. I think probably I read in your paper today na they're asking for a peaceful reclaiming of Sabah. These are supposed to be, so I'm trying to remember exactly the article that I read, pero basically that gist of a peaceful recovery of Sabah in our papers today. That's not my position. Yeah, I'm still awaiting the results of the study.
Sir, Secretary De Lima.
Hindi talaga di ba? Una, meron kang mga documents in several languages. Meron kang mga intervening historical facts in covering from 1878 to 1963 to 2013. Yeah. Marami rin decisions after that by entities that probably were not there when the initial dispute happened. May delegation tayo headed by then Congressman Bobito Salonga in it's either 62 or 63. So, again, yung pag may papasukan mo tayo, syempre hindi yung bahala na. Kailangan planchado, kailangan masusunod. At talaga yung direction based on logic, reason, and various parang take cognizance of the realities of the world at this time.
Just one more. Have you had recent talks with Prime Minister Najib?
Their elections are happening something in 2 weeks' time or less. Sabi sa akin, sorry, I'm just referring to the Senate President. Kasi pati foreign minister is not here. It's the Senate President who represents them and is busy campaigning. So, he called for the elections, mabilisan yung pagkampanya na dito, and he has actually, I understand, excused himself because they are in the midst of the campaign. So, I understand that he does not have time to discuss these matters at this point. And we also, by May 13, we also have our own elections. So, we have to attend to this very important concern.
Or relations with Malaysia are they okay?
Technically, you remember may mga candidates sa LP, mayor in Tawi-Tawi, was attending, and their ship had malfunction. So instead of going through a whole process of determining if you pay us, etc., basically it was yung request to the foreign minister and the prime minister that expedited the repatriation of the Philippines. That won't happen if you don't have trust and you don't have good relations. In effect, they relied on the fact na mga kandidato nasira ba kung wala silang malis involved. This is sa ating So I think that already signifies how good the relationships are between us and Malaysia. So that should, I think, really be maintained, especially given the nearness of our countries to each other.
Thank you, sir. Si Ivan Marina of GMA 7.
Hi, sir. Latest poverty figures were not as rosy as we all hoped for. Sa next half po ng inyong term, are we going to see changes, measures to be undertaken? Are we going to tweak existing ones to improve the bottom line?
Ano yung pagsabi na the numbers are since somebody said talagang no change whatsoever. And I don't think that's what the statistics said. Except for 2 regions, everybody else had, obviously, what dramatic changes. Pero merong reduction in the poverty levels in the rest of the regions. Now, ang hirap lang dito mag-predict, but medyo mabagal yung ating pag-gather ng statistics. Parang may times na we ask for a particular quarter, darating sa iyo results 2 quarters after that. Now, I think what we should pay attention to is this. Lahat ng intervention natin, for instance, kaya napatawid pamilya program, DSWD's budget increased over 200%. If we look at yung pan-economic activity in the areas na maraming households na beneficiaries dito, and you talk to the local businessmen, they will tell you there is a dramatic increase in economic activity in the areas. When you look at yung studies of yung children being retained in school, of course, medyo hindi pa ganun ka-extensive, pero there is a significant increase in the number of students who are staying in school or being hindi allowed there. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Who are being assisted in keeping the children in school. Okay. Yung K-12 program, for instance, may term 6 years, no? Yung first generation yung K-12 na yan will not demonstrate their abilities to have better jobs within my term. Okay. Now, we go back, no? Will we tweak it? Siyempre, we're open to all of everything that will accelerate inclusive growth. Pero yung pag hindi yung mag-invest tayo ng so many billions now, and in 1 month's time, you will see a reversal. Yeah. Pag nag-invest ka sa health, no, siguro year-end, makikita mo yung statistics. What that comes to mind is dengue. Ito mga yung reduction in, if I remember correctly, with nun, from something like 2,500 cases to 0. Okay. Pag pumasok ka naman dito sa, di ba parang, pag pumunta ka sa, whether it's Cebu, whether it's, ano ko dito ako last, Cagayan de Oro, Metro Manila, pag tumingin ka ng lahat ito construction sites na pati Sabado, Linggo, Gabi, nagtatrabaho, parang nagreklamuhan na hindi humihinto. You have to ask, no? There are people who are engaged in this field, in people who may engage in construction. No? Nasama rin ba? Medyo, excuse ba, yung ating survey, just dramatic na fishery sector. Okay. Now, pati sa fishery, sorry, medyo maraming sabay-sabay na sumuko yung labas. Secretary Domingo showed me cost, no? Bangus versus Galunggong. Tapos from compared to 2010 to now, ang laki na, parang may reduction in the price of bangus. Pero may increase sa presyo ng Galunggong. Actually, mas mahal yung Galunggong sa bangus. So I have to ask why. Yung bangus is cultured, yung Galunggong is harvested. So yung, pag cultured, may intervention tayo magagawa talaga. And I think it has demonstrated na production is increased, and if the demand is constant, or more or less constant, then the price can only indicate that the supply is, very, very sufficient. Parang we're succeeding there. Okay. Now, imagine, ibang tayo ng nanay ko kasi magkano na presyo ng Galunggong, hindi talaga tumaas yung presyo ng Galunggong. At may isdang tao, pero medyo kung papipili ng isda no, mas mabangus ang daan. So, anyway, siguro what I'm trying to say is, if you look at all the regions, even in that fishery sector, we are aware na may global climate change, may overfishing, may mga wrong practices that are being addressed. But at the same time, if it's fisheries that we're talking about, Secretary Alcala tells me dramatic reversals pag pinahinto ang fishing. And they're not talking about years, they're talking several months. Yung nasa kinetic na sa akin yung period na spawning. Parang tapos bumalik na. So we expect to see that in future quarters. Pero ang tinignan nga dito is, tama yung binasa ko sa 2009 to 2012. And I'm sorry kung medyo hindi ganun katoro yung pagbasa ko dito. Sa totoo lang, nung release ng NEDA, halos sabay na pinakita sa akin. Hindi ako nabigyan ng 24 hours man lang na pag-aralan to. Kaya baka ma-question pa ako mag-umpisa po natin sa economics o interpretation of these statistics. But, sorry, I have to emphasize, the whole country is not composed of 2 regions. There are only 2 regions that had dramatic increases in poverty levels. May I point out one of them is ARM. At yung ARM naman, kung sasama mo yung 2009, how reliable are you comparing apples to apples? Yung makatotohanan ng pag-report ngayon at nung araw na medyo di ba? Pag yung lahat ng dina-download na funds from the national government to us, lalo naman natin yung ghost na everything, pero niliquidate yun, di ba? Kompleto lahat. So ngayon ko compare natin statistics ng ARM, are they not reliable? Let me just remind you to the population. Diba? Para sa voters, ARM. Ang increase nila is something like 6%. Yung bago kinorek ngayon, eh, nationwide 2% eh. Pero sa ARM, meron, ano ba sabihin, 300% more fertile. I'm not making a joke. Officially, statistics. Itong gross domestic product in that area. Divide mo ganito tao, o ito yung resulta. Yung tao na multiply na. And I'm very, very sure of that. 2% population rate of change nationwide. In the army, it was 6% until, one of the things we did was to cleanse the voters list, cleanse all the population list. O yung nagsabi na mataas ang incidents, armed. So, para sabihin mo na dramatic yung change yan, dapat sabihin mo na medyo may constants talaga dito. At may kaunti akong duda. Na hindi na nireport tama yung population mo, pagkukunan mo ng per capita. Paano naging tama yung comparison in 09 and 12? Paano magtampo sa akin yung National Statistics and or the Rating Board? I'm just, these are off-the-cuff remarks from the top of my mind.
Sir, si Marie Ruiz of Radyo ng Bayan.
Sir, good evening. Sir, the elections just around the corner. Tapos yung sa surveys parang 9-3 pa rin. So what else can we do para naman umangat yung tatlong hindi pa nakakapasok, sir?
But there's extra help, no? Parang pag makikiusap tayo sa ating mga leaders, baka pwedeng diinan yung tatlo na mas pakalala, dagdagan yung awareness at i-recall at sana naman may conversion. So, where we have the organizational structure, where we have allies, where we have water flow, we are trying to make extra efforts in all of that. But at the same time, parang heartening na rin, 9 out of 12. Na, and the 3 that are being talked about, in the 2 na parang feeling na iba yung talagang secure ba? Talagang from paglabas para no starting block, medyo nakauna na. Nakauna, pero may habulan din.
Okay, sir.
Sir, we have questions from FOCAP members. Si Jonah Aguilado, Asahi.
Good evening, sir. How would you assess the importance or the weight being given by Brunei as ASEAN chairman on the issue of the territorial disputes in the South China Sea, and how do you think the Philippines can nudge the rest of ASEAN towards convincing China to actually begin negotiations on the Code of Conduct?
Di ba parang napakaganda gaya na unang-unang gabi natin nandito, unang-unang meeting, nasama na sa mga topics. So, we should really be thankful that in the whole of the ASEAN is willing to discuss this instead of, putting it on the back burner. But I think it's already a help. After 10 years, nasa na ba tayo? Actually, hindi pala 10 years. Kaya 11 years na tayo this year. Nasa na ba tayo? Ngayon, at the first quarter, at the early part of this year, we're already discussing it. There might be a consensus that's reached, that really pushes the matter forward to really define everybody's entitlements and obligations. So instead of being, put on a very low priority, it has been put on in effect, hindi mo lang sasabihin dominant position, but it is one of the priority areas, and nobody has objected. And everybody was listening and discussing it. So that, I think, is a step in the right direction.
Sir, how do you think the sea disputes, how do you think the maritime disputes will affect ASEAN community building and the realization of RCEP?
Ang premise natin kasi dito, stability leads to prosperity. And when there are undefined matters, that doesn't enhance stability, which might become a negative factor when we try to enhance investments into our part of the world. When we, you would want to remove as many variables as possible. And what is the figure? Something like 40% of international trade passes through our part of the world. So that is so essential to really have very stable and very permanently stable situation within the entire region. And I think everybody is conscious of that. So the positive is, sa atin, let's clearly define the code of conduct. And the others naman are saying, any dispute should be managed always in a peaceful manner through dialogue. So, imbis na magtaasan ng tensions, parang may talagang conscious effort on all aspects, if not to come up with that binding code of conduct, to at least ensure that there is no escalation of these disputes into things that might become none. So the unity of purpose, and one can always be hopeful that that will lead to something more.
Sir, the next question would be from Martin Amuno of Associated Press.
Sorry, parang, di ba parang in the other, sorry, naalala lang, in the other disputes, no? Not just in this part, alam mo natin ibang disputes, medyo yung rhetoric has really been on such a high level, or such intense level. So we're hoping that here, no, we can be devoid of that very, very fiery language and really get down to putting something that everybody will abide by and be good. Ang dulo nga nito, rules-based approach, klaro ang entitlements, klaro obligations. Mga obligasyon ng bawat isa is to everybody's benefit.
Martin?
Magandang gabi po.
Definitely.
Malapit na po ang ASEAN Economic Community deadline 2015. Kaya ba ng ASEAN na-meet yung deadline? Is the Philippines ready? And ano pa yung mga concerns natin towards this end, given some countries putting up protectionist measures in certain sectors?
Can I ask the head of the economic cluster and the Secretary of Trading Industry to answer that particular question? Maraming detalye. And para minsan na ngayon yung maraming, diretso ko na sa ulo. Correct?
Yeah, yung ASEAN Economic Community 2015 is being targeted by ASEAN to fulfill its role in terms of having one economic community. There are ongoing efforts to try to meet that deadline, which has been set for December 31, 2015. Although medyo marami pang challenging parts, in particular the agreement, yung tinatawag nilang AFAS, no? Agreement, the Framework on Services. We're currently between 73 to 76% in terms of the ASEAN accomplishments. We're in the 9th package, so the first 8 packages have been completed. But there's still a lot of work because the easier parts have been done. So now we get into the more difficult portions. But there are also a lot of efforts in terms of trade facilitation because marami tayong nakikita mga non-tariff barriers, as one of you mentioned. ASEAN is fully aware of that, and they're now trying to do an inventory of those non-tariff barriers para isa-isang ma-eliminate yan. So there's general agreement among the ASEAN states that they will resolve this. Tapos marami pa mga efforts, yung NSW, yung National Single Window, and then ASEAN Single Window, which is the bigger network within ASEAN, which is the customs procedures now will become online real time, no? So that you can share information in terms of exports and imports of goods. And many others, of course, there are many other efforts. Pero we're trying very hard to get to AEC 2015.
So hindi makakaya?
Hindi, as of now, makakaya. So, pero maraming trabaho nga gawin.
So will there be a declaration or anything maybe by next year if things are not going as you want them to be?
Nobody will say that yes, we're preparing to declare that we will not meet the targets by next year.
Oo, yung parang ano lang
Pero ang pwede ko na always sinabi nga ni Greg, yung madali, natapos ka. Yung medyo talaga magiging point of potential, nandun tayo. Para siguro ang point, tinapos mo na yung madali. Pero yung mahirap, talagang hindi na kasing bilis yung accomplishments mo. Pag dumating na doon sa talagang pwede magkaroon ng pagpaproteksyon sa kanya-kanyang mga ekonomiya. Pero dahil nakafocus pa rin na pumunta doon, talagang pipilitin ng lahat. Paniwala ng lahat na may one community tayo dito, beneficial to everybody concerned, we will maximize that integration.
Sir, yung ating si Jim, sir, may tanong po si Jim.
Sir, is the arbitration case filed by the Philippines before the UNCLOS Tribunal, is that cast in stone? Yung walang atrasan 100% kung mag-offer ng concession yung China like pulling out of the Scarborough, would you consider dropping it?
Kung may formal, meaning may kasalutan, mayroon talaga formal na treaty ko, agreement, I'm sorry, I can't give you a specific nomenclature for whatever that is, pero hindi yung pwedeng bawiin. May pag-usapan tayo ngayon, as later may change of mood or may change of thinking, pwedeng tagalin. At ang hinahabol lang natin dito, magklaruhan tayo. Ayaw ko naman painitin yung sitwasyon. Pag may sinabi ako, kailangan sila sumagot. Yeah. So, ito parang isang proseso, daanin natin sa mga avenues na open for all of us. To finally come up with something that is definitive. What are your entitlements? What are your obligations? And then have a permanence of, yung parang, with clarity kasi, doon nagkakaroon ng how you behave with each other, as opposed to different interpretations of what constitutes correct behavior.
Follow-up. Sir, how can the ASEAN deal with a situation where it is so helpless? Kasi the ball is with China now on the COC. If China would not move, nothing will happen. So ASEAN seems to be so helpless. What can it do to break this impasse?
China is not a small entity, whether on the global economic field, in the military field, in population, etc. And I really think that yung ASEAN is already tackling the code of conduct moving forward after, again, 10 years going to 11, is a step in the right direction. And we should be thankful that it is moving in that direction.
Sir, our last question will come from the medyo blooming reporter, si Al Calita.
The medyo blooming?
Medyo.
Pero parang ibang oro mo.
O Bianca Manalo. Hindi, sir. So, ano po nung Sir, may beauty queen question kami.
Ask the question.
Kasi gusto niyo daw po mag-beach. So, if you would be given the chance to go,
on the beach?
who would you want to be with? And why? Beauty queen question.
Parang part 2 nung article mo pinasa mo sa lagyan lang natin sa context. I was in Cebu. I was staying in Shangri-La, Mactan. They gave me a room overlooking the beach. And sa baba may swimming pool na may bata tinuturo mag-lumoy, meron sa snorkeling doon banda, may nag-jet ski doon. Naalala ko lang na katakot-takot yung promotion ko ng tourism sa Pilipinas, anywhere I go. Yeah? Pero napansin ko rin, hindi ako nakaka-tourist sa Pilipinas. Yun lang yung point doon. Kaya kung may nag-tweet, nag-swimming beach, siguro effective ako mag-aya sa ating mga tourist. Kaya sino gusto ko isama doon? Siguro totoo lang, okay, yung tagaluto ko, parang may kakainin naman ako. Dahil gusto ko parang nagpapantasize ako minsan na pagkatapos itong kampanya, natapos ko yung nahanda na yung soda, etc. Ako pwede makatikim ng konting tourism sa Pilipinas. Like 3 days. Pag pandado ka, ayaw mo naman yung kinorder ka na meron kami ganitong problema, meron kami ganitong pagkain. So, sino sasama ko? Makasigurado na akong may kakainin ako, ayos na ako. Kung wala akong kausap for 2 days. May dala akong libro, okay na rin siguro yun.
So,
Follow-up, sir, nag-date po ba kayo ni Bianca?
I met her, I met her and we had a subsequent dinner with a lot of other people who were with us. I don't really consider that. Pero we were introduced and we had another dinner subsequently. That was several months ago.
Sir, actually, ang last question ko.
Mahirap na ako
Sir, middle of the term na po, and you always say na change is tangible na po dapat. So for example, sa economy, nag-investment grade na, tapos sa DA yung sa import ng sa rice, tapos yung meron na pong iba't ibang tangible naman. So is there need for you to evaluate yung pong departments and agencies, if there are, yung hindi makapag, ano lang, tangible.
You started the premise that we are all imperfect beings and you can always improve. No? So, kung may yung constant yun eh. For instance, yung kanina, pinag-usapan natin statistics. So, parang hindi natin pwede malaman in a shorter time frame. Parang ang tagal ng reporting procedure. Yung what happened this quarter will be reported 2 quarters down the line. Tapos I keep emphasizing, pag dumating yung data, useful pa, hindi na. And you name it, no? Any other issue, can we do it? DPWH is one that I keep on harping on. I asked Secretary Singson, nakaka-impress naman kayo. Yung bid price nyo, parati nyo napapasok lower cost. Ang danas napapasok yung lower cost. Sabi ko, dati ba, mali ba yung pag-estimate natin? Sabi niya, sir, for instance, sabi niya, isang factor doon, rental of equipment. Eh, pag yung may mga contractors na may equipment na sila, hindi na charge yung sarili na. So, bigla napababaan yung bid price. So, we think that will continue. They'll be able to bring in projects cheaper, faster. Agriculture, yung parang besides of production at marketing domestically, the marketing, ensuring the supply that will enable us to be able to really expand yung export aspect. Not just for rice. Meron pa isang commodity na hindi ko na muna babanggitin na sinabing sabay na ko tayo sa self-sufficiency. Mas marami pang pwede export of that. And then others that we're developing, like yung goat meat, yung various shellfish, and so on. Pero bottom line, we're really open to improving in all of the processes that will lead to greater efficiency. So, economist ako by training. So, maximum utility of each input is a demand. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Somebody decides na ayaw ko na.
Yes.
Alam mo yung price list? Yung mga commodities ko. Yung top of your mind, items na halos no change.
May marami yung punta. Cooking oil, carrots.
2010, 2013. O 2010, 2012.
Ang bumaba po, sugar. Malaking baba yung sugar.
Bali ako doon sa
Rice, steady.
galong.
Hindi, tama yung galong ko. Pumasok na gusto yung galong ko.
Pero yung bangus pa rin.
Tilapia at saka bangus medyo steady. Yung galong ko pumasok malaki.
Pag medyo steady, ibig sabihin, hindi nga lampas ng decimal point in Pero pag kinira mo, meron talaga reduction. Yung, I think, yung sa change na naisip ko rin, yung pag nagtaas ng presyo ng crudo, automatic lahat tataas.
Hindi no.
Hindi nung araw. Dahilan.
Dahil nung pag-calculate namin, less than...
Before our time, that was accepted.
Accepted.
The minute price of oil increases, prices of basic commodities have to increase. And I think they will be able to demonstrate na hindi constant, napababa pa for prices of these basic commodities. So, yun yung change. Siguro change na rin doon sa walang nagsasamantala. It's also another aspect. Pero yun nga, yung as time goes on, we expect the palpability of all of these changes to be that much more demonstrated.